Do they want to pick the Fanny here?
Oh, you're right. The
The
Fanny
setup is there. The
Fanny
Ruby.
would have relatively free reign.
Exactly. I just realized that is going to be the Brody and the Loyi. So
At least I called it. They should have banned Brody.
Yeah.
yeah.
So they picked it up anyways.
Miracle looks so
free.
sad.
It
Yeah,
gets
I
free
look
reign.
sad because it all was pointing to, yeah, we're gonna pick the Fanny.
You
We picked up the
expect
Phobias,
the
the
Fanny.
Lolita, so no more, just demand stun, on-demand stun. The Kufra as well, so we can dash. That was a very anticlimactic, they set it up.
Would have been a nice conclusion to their draft, but no, they're keeping it close to their chest, dictating what the metagame is, not trying to set the pace, change the whole status quo. But for Evos, yeah, it's still a question of what will Potato play. Oh, it's a Bane! Oh!
I would say that the Bane is a pretty good pick over here.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially when the Dominion Blast is going to be charged, then yeah, you just use your Deadly Cash to cancel it out. Same thing when the Paquito is engaging, same thing when the Bovius is engaging. As of right now, I have no qualms with the draw from Evos. I feel like maybe Miracle has some qualms with the draw from coming in from Bedel, but professionally, I would say the Brody pick and the Louis pick is good. Both of these heroes can really win the lanes as well as conquer the team fights, and there's a lot of combat potential as we've seen in the first game where Lee was used by Sayla.
Absolutely. No, for me, it's not that I dislike the side of Bedel. It's more like I wanted to see the Fanny, I wanted some spice.
But if you wanted the Fanny, there was no room for it. The Phobius was there, the Paquito was there, so you kind of see who the gold... Unless you were looking at gold lane Paquito.
Yeah.
That was still possible.
Yeah,
That was
but
still possible.
in the face of this lineup that Evos SG brought on for game number 3, I don't think there's room for a Fanny because they want to go fast. They want to isolate people with the Jawhead, make them eat a deadly catch, and then push turrets like it's nobody's business. Welcome to game number 3 in this best of 5. Bedel versus Evos SG. How do the Singaporean champions recover?
Let's see how they do it, man, because JPL on this Jawhead, certainly they want to go for those aggressive movements. They want to go for just a very, very good early game, right? Maybe snowballing it from the start, getting first blood. They need to start rolling it.
Yeah, as of right now, in terms of what I want to see from Evos, JBL is known to be a very, very annoying roamer. I wanted to see him get picked off, and over right now, he managed to get a triple man stun over there, but still playing it a little bit more passively. From the side of Evos SG, I want to see them controlling the tempo and maybe try to avoid Paranoid, because Paranoid is being very, very annoying.
Absolutely. And the thing is, again, for the side of Evo Singapore, they really do need to look for this early game with the Jawhead, right? They need to get something going, because if not, Bedel, with the Lolita and the Loyi, like you mentioned, very good at rotating and getting the map pressure.
Yeah, right now I'm looking forward for Evos to really play around this gold lane because they have a Clint. The Clint has a lot of damage, has a lot of burst, and JPL on this Jawhead with a support emblem should have a lot of damage as well. They really should bully this Brody lane, and we can already see JPL is positioned there.
Yep, he's looking for something, and not just Adamir. Actually, Potato's primed up. I can see a combo wherein you just get one flick off of Clint, and then maybe a Crab Claw Cannon that should be lethal for an early game Brody.
And right now, I'm looking at things. It looks like Bedel, they know what's going on. It's like, this is a little bit too obvious. I'm just going to play it very, very safe.
Yeah, we know you're there, JPL. It's fine.
I like that from them, they know that Brody and Clint, it's going to be a very hard lane to win, right? Brody needs to wait up until that level 4 to get that power spike. So knowing that Clint will have that pressure in that top side, if they don't see anyone on the map, they're most likely going to rotate to that top side. So Bedel playing it already very, very intelligently here in the first few minutes. But again, like we mentioned, Evo Singapore, with that Barrett's pick, actually, it's going to be a very, very hard time for the Paquito to look for something, an opportunity to get in these team fights.
Yep, actually, JPL or Gear, neither are great targets for Faraway to try and chase down. Dare I even say Sayla. He can put in so much effort to kill Sayla, and Sayla can just flicker away, pop the black shoes, and then get away just exactly where Faraway started.
Yeah, Sayla using this Lolita can lie a lot. Speaking of lying, right now, Asmo is being targeted.
Oh, Asmo flickering on out. He knew that there was lethal intent. The deadly catch was there, hitting nothing but air. So I think that's still good for Evos SG. They understood that if they set it up right, they will have turtle priority. Like this, right now, JPL getting knocked up, punched down, ejector on the Alien, but Alien still bearing down. He wants to kick and beat down on this.
Oh!
It's Paranoid finishing the job. Demonic Force put in, Eye of Astaros, and now finally the Demonic Force. Sayla, where you going? No dashes there to push Alien in. And just like that, That's a great start already. But they don't take down anybody from Evos SG, but they take the turtle. I think that's a win for Bedel.
Huge win for Bedel. Not only did they get the turtle, but they also got that first blood, all contributing via that play from Bedel. Did you see the way they played that fight? It was just beautiful. They waited for far away. They didn't go too aggressive. They waited until you see that Gear has used the Death as well. Once he used that ultimate, it's just over, right? The Pokito can go free run onto the back lines, and it's just GG.
I think the word you're looking for is deliberate. They were so calculated. They knew that step 1, 2, 3. If neither is true, then so should be the other. And right now, we're seeing so many new layers from Bedel.
Yeah, but the thing is, still coming in from both these teams, neither of them look really comfortable trying to gank either of the lanes.
Yeah.
And it looks like both these teams, with the mass experience that they have, they can read all of these engagements, all of these ganks. It's almost like the entire map is actually open to them. Like, no matter what the situation is, the more you hide yourself, the more you're exposing your true intent.
Yeah. It's a matter of mind games, but just the same, you're like, oh wait, maybe I should slow my roll. Maybe I should watch out. And that's exactly what happened here as Gear took that small camp away from Faraway, but just the same, Faraway is waiting here in this tri-brush down bottom, that Y-bush, as we'd like to call it. And yeah, Evos is just not giving any quarter, but wait, diversion, nope. Pulse engage.
Oh, there you go. There you have it, man. It's going to be Bedel, again, just controlling the map with the objective that they just got. They already have a 400 gold lead, so they don't really need to force anything to happen right now. They're just going to wait until the neutral objective comes up. But look at that. It's going to be Potato caught off.
Numenon Blast, keeping him in place. Paranoid finishes the job. Faraway sets it up for his allies to knock him down. It's such a clean start so far for Bedel. 2-0. Evos SG, it's start and stop for them here.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to talk about power spike, all right? For JPL, once he has his conceal, that's a power spike, all right? Rarely we talk about roam items, but really, in this kind of situation, JPL needs to start engaging, and Faraway has been caught, but no problem for him.
Yep, and here we see Paranoid setting up a false retreat. Maybe they can bait out Evos SG. And you can see blatantly in their opponent's face, Bedel's playing mind games.
I don't know what Evos Singapore are like doing right now as of this moment, right? Because usually when you are in the goal deficit, sure, you don't want to go for the contest, but they're not trading as well. They're just looking at the Bedel taking the turtle. They're just watching them from a very far distance.
Right now, it just seems like they're both playing farming games. In fact, if we look at the itemization as of right now, Potato already has the War Axe. So in terms of item, in terms of damage as well as the penetration, it should be good. It should be very, very nice. Gear as well. I really feel like they could play around Gear. And right now, speaking of that, Gear is eating someone.
Detna's welcome into another Bedel member. Alien getting blasted here by Sayla. Potato with the ale. Gear running away. And this is that kind of team fight that just benefits Bedel even more because they're able to push up slowly. They know that Potato is hesitating. Oh, look at that rotation. Taking down the Bane. Gear follows through. Paranoid gets a double. Faraway gonna survive. What juggle. But in this whole effort for Evos to play safe, they actually open it up for Adamir off camera, pushing a tier 1 up top.
Yeah, again, the same thing happens here. Bedel, they get the fight, they get the kills, but they don't get the objectives. It's actually Evo Singapore still having that turret lead here in that top side, and because of that, there's going to be a lot of pressure for the side of Evo Singapore to make plays in for that next turtle.
Yeah, and so right now, in terms of Evos SG, Faraway is getting very, very aggressive, same as Asmo, that they're really trying to catch anyone that they can. And here's the thing, Evos SG has always been caught around the riverside, so you really have to be careful of these bushes.
Yep, and the whole threat of activation from JPL, the ejector, they're not really afraid. Look at this, Unstoppable Force starting it up. Ejector on the Asmo, eats a face full of deadly catch, could not get the end of that Numenon Blast. JPL taken down here by Faraway. Alien trying to push back the rest of Evos SG. Oh, there's a Demonic Force. Can he take one down? Jumping onto Adamir. He's not done just yet. Detna's welcome by Gear, throwing him right into this wall, and Adamir has his way free hits. Here comes Faraway. Oh, too far away, the 3 targets. He wants to take down a little too deep. These members of Bedel want to go. They open up the turtle. They have priority still.
The Bedel squad are just really good at these very prolonged fights. You know, Evo Singapore, they really need to start being careful here because if not, it's just gonna keep on going this way. JPL just has no way to engage.
Yep, and already the aforementioned conceal that LaFell mentioned, they're gonna blast JPL. Numenon blast in the face. They try to stop him, but the Numenon blast was just too much. Far away, put down about a fifth of his health, gets away with it, and just like that, it's such a clean take for Bedel. They could have forced maybe top lane, but instead they're gonna convert in the bottom and that free turtle one more time.
Yeah, against Evo Singapore, I feel like LaFell and Leo, they're just, I think they need to respond to plays better. You know, because Bedel, they have the gold lead. You can't just face them like that. You need to go for the trades first, maybe equalize in terms of turrets. Just get some pressure on the board because right now it's definitely not looking good.
Let's look at this game a little bit slowly. Let's look at the draft, right? For the side of Evos SG, I feel like they almost have to eliminate their earlier intent in terms of engagement. Because right now, the draft is kind of okay with counter engages. So maybe that's what they have to do. They just have to be ready whenever any kind of engagement is coming in from Bedel and then counter engage it because you have some pretty beefy frontliners. And as long as you protect the Clint is going to do well. He already has the Atlas Battle as well as the Malefic Roar. So any tanky heroes, he can deal. He just needs to make sure he stays alive.
But when you're saying counter engage and you have a jawhead is not something already very wrong. You want to be the aggressor there.
Yeah, but in this kind of situation, every single attempt, just like Mirko said, is gonna be cut short. Number one, Asmo, he can stun you down.
Yeah. He doesn't care, actually. Asmo might actually be happy to get ejected because you positioned the Numenon Blast for him.
Absolutely, man. JPL, on this Jawhead, like you said, you don't really want to go for those crazy engagements. What you want to do, I don't think, disengage is okay, but I think the better word would be just look for picks, but look at that, it's going to be Adamir caught off guard.
Oh, that's deep for Bedel. Unpunished Yunshi is going to get away with it. Asmo juggling the damage, and it's going to be enough to stun up JPL. Sayla trying to burst down. Asmo eventually gets his man. Two members of Bedel deep behind tier 1 turret here, and Paranoid flickering on out. Can they finish the job? That's going to be a gloom underneath him. And Faraway still juggling these two. The attention is on the jungler. Down goes JPL, knocking him out. Paranoid is taken down by Potato as he flanks. It's a trade so far. Messy for Bedel, but Faraway is still here. He's still at it, and he's going to run away. Back out. Deadly catch by Potato. Enough for the fight to end.
Holy, you can see the battle mode coming in as Faraway goes again inside, and he gets it.
Psych, it's not! Yunshi takes him down, plus the turret. Bedel, again, they prefer these long team fights. They want to sustain the attention from Evos SG until they run out of priorities, decisions, willpower. That's essentially what's happening here.
It's about drive, it's about power, it's stay hungry, we devour. Anyways, looking at this game, Evos SG, they have to reset again. And the thing is, I understand where you guys are coming from. The Jawhead, he really should be engaging. But the reason why I say that they should be counter-engaging is because they're kind of
behind.
They're kind of behind, you know.
Literally, maybe literally behind.
So even if you catch someone,
this is what I
someone's gonna die.
Yep, now Alien gets caught out in a 3-man kill squad, but still survives. Pops the demonic force. Adamir gets jumped on. Faraway takes him down. Here comes the diversion, and all of Bedel are here. They are going to make Sayla pay. Down goes the mid laner from Evos SG. 3v5 so far. Evos SG are regretting that engage. I just wanted to say, okay, while this team fight is not going to happen because Evos SG has no business picking off a fight with Bedel, I talked about the concept of willpower. The more decisions you try to make in a small amount of time, the less logical and the less likely you're going to make the right call. So I guess that's what's happening here. Ejector on the Faraway. They're blasting JPL. Down goes the Jawhead. Gear as well going to fall in the hands of Faraway. He's unstoppable. Potato just wailing away at Alien. And now there's a stun. Numenon blast in the face as Faraway takes the Lord. Not even looking. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Holy moly, man. Bedel, they are just ferocious. But the thing is, for the side of Evo Singapore, I feel like they've already forced a little bit too much in that bottom side by going on to the Phobias, clumping up. But then they go for an engage here in the Lord. As you can see from the instant replay, that was a 3v5. And the thing is, they didn't really have a whole lot of damage, right? Potato, he has a deadly catch, but that's it.
Yeah, in this kind of situation, you really have to look at all of the teams that do not have an MPL. This is looking like Blacklist all over again. Sorry for bringing this up, Leo, but Evos SG is not looking good.
Okay, a little too deep. Far away went in. Yes, Evos SG is behind, but not that behind.
Is it just a curse for the MPL champions? This is the last MPL champions left in the upper brackets, man. If they lose, it's going to be conquered by the non-MPL teams.
No, right now, looking at the goal
runners-up.
difference, 41,000, 35,000. That's quite a big difference over here. Close to 6,000 gold. JPL is in front.
He doesn't mind. Oh, it's all on Paranoid. It's the Paranoid show, ladies and gentlemen, as Alien wails away. Demonic Force catches a face full of bullets from Adamir. There's so much lead. All the shells on the ground, but look at Paranoid. He still wants man. And that's a trade so far from Alien. Sayla goes as well. 4-4-1. It's just Adamir left.
The underdog story, not just in match 1, but also in match 2 right now with Bedel coming back from that early loss in the first game. They're going to go all the way, but Osmo actually might have just went a little bit too aggressive, but still, they are in the lead. 5,000 gold lead. They are going to be able to get some more done from these turrets in the top and the mid lane.
Again, in a situation like this where it's chaos, it's madness, this is where teams like Bedel shine.
Yeah, and I just got to call it out. That one was kind of cool, you know. It's just like,
Diversion.
oh, yeah, diversion is like, I'm going to kill the turret and I'm just going to go away. This is, again, another situation. It's like, cool, guys, don't look at explosions.
Steady bomb
Exactly.
PP.
Steady bomb PP.
Steady bomb PP, and it's coming from the Turkish team here.
Yeah, honestly, it's just been really impressive to see these underdog teams, these non-MPL teams. Again, no coaching staff, no analysts, no problem. It's just been the story of day 1 of the playoffs. I am really, I'm just confused at this point, right? Evo Singapore, they're gonna get collapsed on, and they actually use their resources. It was all baited away by Paranoid's 200 IQ diversion.
Okay, so that's already one. Look at the damage he put on a Sayla, forcing out the Black Shoes gear. Clouds and Toten is welcome. That's the rotation set onto him. And they disengage. Faraway just goes ahead. Grand Theft Purple, taking it away from Potato.
Yeah, if you just watch that clip, honestly, you'd be like, that wasn't 200 IQ, but it was all set up from the beginning. They always take their diversions, and look at that!
Oh! Faraway! It's roasted lobster we're having for dinner tonight, and that's going to be a stun down on the JPL. The Jawhead had no business being that deep into Bedel's back line. Yunshi takes down this inhibitor down bottom, and that's the Black Shoe set in by Sayla. Demonic Force, down goes Paranoid. Gear jumps in. Asmo taken down by Sayla as well. So not so clean for Bedel. Not so fast, Evos SG says.
Yeah, look at that. It's going to be Evos SG actually surviving and getting a 2-for-2. Again, what I want to put to... the thing is, you have to see how Paranoid uses the diversion, right? He's been setting it up all throughout the game. They've been able to get those the good Paranoids where everyone keeps on going in with it. And now he is using it for just the diversion. You can see it here.
And right now, this is one of those situations where, yeah, the Jawhead kind of did want to do what he was supposed to do, which is pulling someone to the back line, ejecting someone to the back line, but he ejected Faraway, and Faraway actually did a lot of damage. So right now, even though he has an immediate kit to do something to catch someone, but it's gotten to the point where Bedel is so far ahead that no matter who you catch, it might actually help out Bedel even more.
Yeah, so far that's a story. Looking at their lineup, the only one that would really suffer if you threw him back there might actually be Yunshi. If it was Paranoid, he can still take someone out on the way. Right, like that's how far ahead Paranoid is. But now Gear, Denton is welcome, eats up Asmo, throws him into this tiny wall, blasted by Adamir. They might actually take him down. He's on to about 1/5 of his health. He's still in this. Gonna have to recall, not a fight Bedel wants to take.
Not a fight Bedel wants to take right now. Evo Singapore, though, they've come back. They've actually bounced back from their... technically, it's still a gold lead for Bedel, but look at the pressure. They've actually been able to, kind of withstand it and equalize it at that kind of point. But again, Bedel, all they need to do is wait for the right setup and go in.
Oh, Asmo with the concealed play. The diversion as well. Gear looking low. Jumping in. Demonic Force. Taking down the Barats. Now Adamir at 1/3 of his health. Another jump in by Alien. He's not done. Looking for the eye. And there you go. Ooh, not enough. But they are going to jump down. That's the Black Shoes. Black Line taken down by Alien. Oh, Sayla popped as well. Yunshi has not died a single time this game. 3 for none. Bedel looking to end quick. They're going to trap Potato. Look at this. Where's Potato going to go? Deadly Catch catches Paranoid. But there's the Winter Truncheon. Enough to finish the job.
My God.
That was just brutal, man. That was just brutal.
Yeah, right now, looking at the kill score, 24-7. This is, again, Evos SG, they got to look back in game 1, what they did. and replicate it, because as of right now, a lot of miscommunication is going on. In fact, it looks like every single time there's a play being made, everyone is in different pages, because you have a Clint that should win the lane, didn't. You have a Jawhead that should pull someone back and then instantly burst. That didn't happen as well. Potato going on to this Bane, which is basically a teamfight monster. They're not taking any team fights, and they really should not be taking any team fights as of right now.
And so far, if you're not winning team fights as the Bane, maybe try to prioritize turrets, objectives.
Push, yeah.
Not happening either.
Yeah, and especially the Barretts, where you want this guy to counter Paquito. He's always been using that Detonus Welcome for different targets, and you can see what's happening now.
Demonic Force set in by Alien. They are looking to take down this inhibitor in mid. Lord wailing away at this wave down bottom. Look at how synchronized Bedel is. They made sure that the waves in mid and top had a great flow. Alien just using the tail end of that Demonic Force. Numinum Blast hitting 2, and they're just wailing away at the turret. That's going to be mission accomplished, though, for JPL. He survives. He's okay. He bought time. Torn apart memory. Almost took him down. Deadly catch. Pops. Farways. Immortality. In goes Gear right in the middle. Trying to find a perfect target. But no. Faraway. Shut down. Gear traded out for him. 1-for-1 so far. And it looks like Evos SG, they're feeling it. Ejector on the one. Popping the Immortality in the back line. That's Asmo. He's still alive. Stunning one. Putting up the shield. Adamir bites it. Trading in, tank for tank. Alien gets taken down as well, 3 for 2. But it's this one team fight that actually
look at that!
Sneaky, can they do it? Yoshi wailing away. There's a wave here.
No
it's just a
damage.
matter of time. Can you hold on? Evos SG, is this gonna be a hard break? Oh no, their wave clear is so amazing. Evos SG still in it.
It's so sad to see, because if Paranoid helped them out, they would have won. There was just 2 more auto attacks to end the game, but they weren't on the same page. It finally bites it again. Man, this is the same reason they lost game number 1, miscommunications, and it's happening again now with the pause coming through.
Yeah, again, not sure what is going on, but just now, it is a very beautiful play coming in from the Luyi, bringing the Brody all the way back into the base, but a pause comes in. An issue is going to be sorted out, but let's talk about the game, because as of right now, it's almost game over. I'm not saying that Evos has no chance of coming back. They definitely have a lot of chances, especially when you have a Bane as well as a Clint. The damage is there, the crowd control is there, but the control coming in from this Louis, it's unstoppable.
Yep, in both sense of damage and displacement. When you try to make a play as Evos SG, the Louis and Paranoid just says no. And all the while, this makes the job of Evos SG to come back, to make this a turnaround victory even more difficult. And yes, before the pause, we talked about how maybe Bedel made the wrong call. They did not synchronize their whole heist play.
And then Uno reverse.
Yeah, Uno reverse. I think now maybe this might be the signs of Bedel suffering from the same strategy, a taste of their own medicine. They're running out of willpower. They're running out of the right energy to make the calls anymore. Because yeah, imagine if Paranoid basic attacked the base, would have been over.
Yeah, one thing that we do need to note for the side of Bedel is that, again, they're not coming from an MPL region, right? They don't have a lot of these best of 5s, best of 3s. Usually they're maximum is best of 3, I'm pretty sure, right? Finals, they usually get best of 5s, but it's not something that they are used to, especially here at the M3 stage. It's not just any stage, it is the World Championship stage. There has to be a lot of mental pressure onto these players, and I feel like that has affected them here in terms of communication, in terms of that killer instinct that we didn't see from Paranoid.
That's what makes this all the more questionable, because for Evos SG, this is not...
This is normal.
Exactly. It's normal.
It's pretty normal.
We're in their home country. We're literally in some of these players' backyards. Just a quick stroll away from where they live. And it's them who seem to be suffering the mental strain.
Right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty feeling bad for some of the coaches as well as some of the analysts over here, because again, imagine upper brackets, BTK, Bedel, cruising it through, and then all the way to the M3 Championship. Not one MPL team will be there. I mean, like, I'm not saying that that would happen, but that's a big possibility right now, because Bedel is showing up, and they're saying, like, our power of Nakama is pretty strong.
Yeah, literally, when we last saw Bedel, they were fighting tooth and nail to make an upper bracket finish. They had to go through double overtime matches tiebreaker matches against champions of MPL regions, right? But now they're looking like an actual contender. We're looking at a possibility where exactly what LaFell said might happen. It's two non-MPL regions in the upper bracket, all champions knocked down.
But then that would mean the low bracket is super scary. Like over in the low bracket, there's all the champions.
All the sharks! All the sharks!
But honestly, we do need to give Bedel a little bit of credit. They were like taking Blacklist into deep waters in the group stage, you know? Remember when they picked up the Fanny? That was amazing, the way they were able to actually control the early game against Blacklist International. So now, going against Evo Singapore, right? Blacklist, they were able to withstand Blacklist, and now we can really see the strength of this team. Bedel, they're really good at controlling the early game, and so far they've been able to do that 2 games in a row against Evo Singapore.
Right now, I'm almost at a loss for words. But again, I'm feeling very happy. But at this point, since the coach is not on stage right now, they really should look at this game and really figure out what is going on, because that is a resource that Evos does have. It's not just about the draft. I really feel like this is some kind of mental issue on stage itself, because I feel like the draft is pretty executable, but it's almost like there's a mental block where while they're playing, they're thinking of something else that is not in-game related.
I agree completely with that, because this is completely different Evos to what we're seeing. Like, we saw the Evo Singapore, the prime Evo Singapore back in the group stage. They were so clean, and I really mean clean to the T. They get a 200 goal lead. They use that 200 goal lead to keep on building over and just get a 10,000. You didn't see a lot of kills from this team in the group stage. You know that they are very objective heavy, and in this game, they've just kept on going for the brawls. That is not what they have been doing. That's not the strengths of this team.
I would eat a meal off of Evos SG's performance in the group stage. That's how clean they were. And you're right, the way that they performed back then was, we don't need the kills. We know exactly what we need to do to finish the game. We might do 1 or 2 outplays, big team fights, but from there, we might even give the Lord to give you false hope and then go for the finish down mid. But now, even their victory in game 1, there were some little just flashes of brilliance from Bedel that made Evos SG work harder, and now that's magnified 100%. Looking at the head-to-head between Yunshi and Adamir, they have quite the same KDA. That's interesting to note. But how's about we talk about how close their kill participation is as well? Is it them walking into this fight, or is it their team setting it up for them?
I feel like this is one of the situations where they're actually been setting things up for themselves, because not a lot of gangs going up to their lane, and even though gangs are going to their lane, it doesn't translate into anything, and that's one of the issues in the games, is that not a lot of things is translating into a lot of things. Now, in professional play, when there's not a lot of kills, it just means that you're not making a lot of mistakes. But for that to look good, you really need to push and get those objectives. You know, the turtles, the lords, stealing the enemy's jungle, and getting turrets. So when you're not getting absolutely anything, it just looks like both of these teams are sizing each other up and trying to force the other team to actually make that move. It's like, I dare you. You do something first, and then I capitalize. However, this is a situation where Bedel is completely in the driver's seat.
Yep, and that's what comes with the territory of picking up a Lolita. That's literally what that hero says, right? Come up to me. I have the shield. If you're not ready, I'm charging up the Numenon Blast. I don't care if there's 4 or 5 of you. All the better.
Absolutely, but it looks like the players are already getting ready. They have their phones set up already. Let's see if we are going to get back into that game. Remember, 2 inhibitor turrets taken away from the side of Evo Singapore already. Bedel having a huge lead. Will they be able to close out the game? Because the comebackable meta is still here.
Comebackable seems to be an understatement. There's more to just comebacks here. There's a deception. There's mechanical outplays, and there's just grit, pure grit. I think that's what these non-MPL regions brought in spades.
Yeah, and they are looking very strong. Looking at the map right now, the Lord is going to spawn around 90-some seconds. What Evos SG has to do is they have to re-establish map dominance. They got a turret, that's good. But right now, they really have to set up the map to make sure that they don't get caught. And if they manage a situation where they can flank Paranoid, because again, let's be real, he is the real problem here. Far away, he deals the damage, but you really can't win against that control, especially it's so sad watching Clint always get caught in the back line.
The thing is, with the Clint, right, you really want to play to peel for him, but so far, Evo Singapore, they've just tried to dive the enemy back line. Like they need to think of one strategy and play with it. That's the thing that has just been the strength of Evo Singapore ever since we started. Communication, clear-cut, organized team fights. But this game, we haven't seen a whole lot of that.
Yeah, in the face of a demonic force in a rotation, that's not gonna happen. Face check in, far away, spots Potato. A lot of damage rained down onto this Paquito. The rest of Evos SG come on down and respond like a blitzkrieg. They eject Asmo right in the middle of their lineup, blasting Asmo into oblivion. That's a nice pickoff for the Singaporean squad, and already I think they're on the road to recovery.
Yeah, this is the thing I wanted to say, man. They know what to do. They went in for the engage. They saw the Phobius instantly backed away, protected the Clint, and that's exactly what you need to do. Just having that one voice and following it through. Because so far in these fights, Adamir has just been left all alone, and he's been like killed off many times. But look at the top side, Leo.
They disengage off of that purple and just prioritize Faraway, who was a long ways from home, isolated from his team, and yeah, wait a minute is good for Evos SG. That's literally what's happening here. A sudden turnaround, a quick inhibitor take. This is prime Bane. This is where you want to see Potato.
Yeah, when they're moving together, they look very strong. It's just like, all right, we're going to catch people off. They caught someone in the death bush, and right now the Lord has spawned. If they play together, I just want them to remember, don't be too close. You got to give a little bit of room to make sure that Paranoid doesn't catch all of you together. At the same time, once you get someone there, you're going to chase after it. And again, the Bane, such a comebackable hero because of how fast he pushed those turrets.
You gotta be careful though, again, because they need to micromanage every single wave while also pressuring the enemy and getting the Lord at the same time. Let's see what goes on here, Leo.
Look at JPL, he's finding a good target.
Oh!
Already the Lord goes over to Evos SG. They're blasting people with a deadly catch, answering back with the Numenon Blast. Cancelled out. Alien goes down. Adamir gets his man to the face. He blasts him. And look at the damage set in by Paranoid. He's calling out, I don't want this fight anymore. And he survives. Smart missiles following him into the base, but back to back, Evos SG winning team fights like they were never even down.
You gotta be honest though, that was clean by Paranoid. If he didn't do that, the game might have been over there. With the death timers right now in the 23rd minute being so long, Evos might have been able to end the game, but now with that additional member up and ready, they might be able to defend still.
You're talking about Lord, and he's marching down the top lane. All ults are online, save for maybe Gear's flicker, but that's not gonna matter. He's here to peel now. He's here to make sure that Potato can do his job because Alien is not here. Look at this. That's going to be far away to the back lines. Paranoid taken down. Gear is doing his job. Asmo gets caught in the deadly catch. Hits that inhibitor in mid. Carway taken down.
Wait a minute.
Just like that. It's a turnaround. Evos SG finish in such quick fashion.
You can hear the screams, the yells of the players, the hype coming in. What just happened? It just seemed like we resumed and Evos, they just won.
Come on, Mirko, that's normal.
That's pretty normal.
This is the champions.
It's a whole, it seemed like a whole nother team that was playing for a majority of 20 minutes.
Yeah, again, their draft was very comebackable, right? You have to clean the damage.